I'm so glad that you all are finding me. We have had a couple of issues, just a couple of technical issues. Zoom just doesn't want to work for me in the Facebook group. That's never happened before. I don't know what's wrong. We've been doing this every single year, streaming inside the Facebook group. But you know what? Maybe those people who don't have Facebook it was just meant to happen this way so that they can join the live webinar. So for the rest of this week, I'm so sorry for the confusion. Now that we are crystal clear that there's a glitch, we're going to make sure that we go live from the webinar itself. So we will be emailing a link to you as well as posting a link inside the Facebook group. So if you need an announcement, check your emails, make sure you're getting our emails, check the Facebook group. There will be a post about an hour before we go live with the link, and then we're just going to do it Zoom style. The Facebook group will be used for the community aspects. If you have any shares or wins or questions or anything like that, feel free to use the group to really connect with one another through the Facebook group. And then we will also be, we will also be emailing you the recording directly to your email. Okay, so those are the various places where you can find me this week. I am so sorry for the confusion, but I'm so glad you made it. Yay! Awesome. Hello, how is everyone doing today? Are you excited to get started? I am currently kind of chilly in my apartment, so I hope you don't mind that I'm cozy and bundled up, and I have a nice big matcha with me. So hopefully you have some tea, some matcha, some coffee, because we're about to get this party started. Have something to write with in front of you. I think that would be super helpful for you to have a place where you can take notes. But I do want you to know that it is not imperative for you to copy every single thing that I am sharing in the slides onto a piece of paper, because you will get the slides. I will upload the slides for you in the portal. You're going to get the recording so you can listen to as many times as you want. You're going to get the workbook. You're going to get a meditation today. Everything is going to be in Kajabi, and you're going to get that link later today after the recording. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? I want to make sure that my sound is in, that my picture is good, loud and clear. Okay, awesome. All right, I think we're ready to start. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let me see, I'm going to make sure that I am sharing Chrome, which I don't know why Chrome is not showing up for me right now. Come on, we can do this. We can do this, squad. Okay. Let me see. There we go. Google Chrome. Okay. I want to make sure that you can see my screen. Oops, I don't want to share that. I want to present it. Can you guys see this okay? I'm going to make sure I have my chat opened up so I can kind of see some things around. I want to make sure I'm on do not disturb because I don't want to be disturbed from my computer. Amazing. All right. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Let me make sure I am recording. That would be super important as well. Actually, let me stop that. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. Okay, great. So good to see that, huh? It'd be horrible to not see that and then be halfway through and like, oh no, I'm not recording. Okay, awesome. Yes, this is how I taught MBA. I used Canva. So let's go ahead and get started. So wait, where's my chat box? Hold on, first of all. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, chat's not showing up for me when I'm going live. So if there's an issue, my team is also in here. I'll have them text me. So if there's an issue with like my sound at any point or anything like that, make sure to say something in the chat. I'll have my team text me, and then that way I can be like, okay, I can kind of check in on you guys, and I'll also be checking in periodically with you as well. All right, let's do this. Present. All right. Welcome to Epically Aligned. We are finally here. You made it. It is day one. So if you're ready to create the best year of your life, you're in the right place. Okay. This training is dedicated to helping you define, decide, declare, and manifest the most epically aligned next 12 months of your life. Also, I just realized I can get on Zoom on my phone and talk to you guys from there. So let me go ahead and do that just so I can keep track of your comments and things like that as we go. So, a little bit about me before we get started. I'm sure that most of you know who I am. That's how you got here. You are either following me on Instagram, or you've been on my email list, or you have been listening to my podcast, which I'm super curious. Which one is it? How did you discover Manifestation Babe in general? Like, how did you discover who I am, more about me, and things like that? Let me see if I can join my own webinar so I can see your comments. Maybe because I'm the host and it won't let me. Okay. Sorry, you guys. So many stupid issues. Let me see if I can join from my like personal email. Okay, there we go. All right. Where's the Zoomy Zoom? All right. I think I can see your comments. Yay. Okay. Awesome. I was a guest on someone's podcast. I think Colin Boyd, Insta, Facebook. Amazing. Awesome. Cool. All right. Great. So oh God, there's like an echo on here. Okay. All right. Let me see. Oh, I can do it through my AirPods. Okay. Perfect. I think we have this handled. Perfect. All right. So I am the Chief Manifesting Officer. It's a cute little name I gave to myself because I didn't really resonate with COO or anything like that, or CEO. So I decided to call myself the Chief Manifesting Officer, or energy manager of Manifestation Babe. So Manifestation Babe is a personal development company. It is now a multiple seven-figure brand. And it all started from me becoming a manifestation coach. And manifestation coach started with being a coach to one person at a time. And slowly over time, it grew to me becoming a manifestation coach to hundreds of thousands of people. I'm also an author of a #1 Amazon best-selling book. I'm the host of the Manifestation Babe podcast, which I know a lot of you guys found me through the podcast. And basically what happened is I discovered the art of manifestation when I was just 16 years old. And I don't know about you, and I don't know how you discovered manifestation or have heard of it. And I'm sure you've at least heard of it, to come inside of this training and be fascinated by how we can manifest our goals, not just use like the traditional goal setting, reverse engineering, super like masculine format when it comes to setting goals, but actually manifesting them. Right. So I discovered manifestation through my friend literally handing me a book called The Secret. And I read it cover to cover immediately. And for me, it felt like an awakening, like a remembering. It didn't feel like new information for some reason for me. It felt like very much, duh, this is how it works. Of course, this is how it works. And it just gave me so much clarity as to why my life was the way that it was. It explained so much in my childhood. It explained so much of my life when it came to like middle school, my experience in high school. And of course, 16 is, high school. So that's when I discovered it. And I've just been hooked ever since. And ever since, I remember going to college and having like two sides of me, right? And it's very stressful to feel like you have to split yourself into two different people, where there's one side of me that's like going to college to become a doctor, very left brain, very logical, very science, very this, very that. And then there's this whole other part of me that is obsessed with learning more about how we can manifest our best life. Like I was very interested in spirituality and intuition and like learning how we can visualize and create our life and create this vision for our lives and how we can actually actualize this stuff from the energetic world, and how the spiritual world and the energetic world is so much more real than the physical world, and how it's just a mirror of one another. And I became so fascinated by it. And over time, I finally found myself in this place where these two sides of me were in such conflict that I had to merge them together, or I had to choose one. And not like choose one as in like they weren't both me, but it just felt like one was the inauthentic version of me and one was the very authentic version of me. And of course, the, crazy dreamer girl was the authentic version of me. And over time, I figured out how to go after my crazy dreams. And I always tell people there's nothing really special about me. I'm not different than you. I'm literally like a girl that just decided to go after some crazy dreams and ultimately prove to herself that manifestation actually works. And after proving it to myself, like what works, what doesn't work, how can it be simplified? How can it be explained? How can we take this complex spiritual jargon and just assimilate it in a way that people can understand it very simply? It can be modified for like the modern day lifestyle, the modern day way of thinking, because the world is constantly changing. So we have to constantly figure out like, how do we apply it to life today versus 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 100 years ago? And a lot of the original texts that talk about the law of attraction come from like the early 1900s. And if you've ever read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, you'll find that the language that he uses is very different because life was very different back then. And sometimes it doesn't even make sense to me. And so, yes, the concepts are the same, but just the way it's explained is a little different, a little more complex, just because that's the way that the style of writing was at that time. So anyway, now I'm on a mission to share with others the exact teachings and principles and philosophies and action steps, like the tangible things that I have applied and helped thousands of my students apply in their lives to manifest anything and everything that they could ever wanted. That's what I now do. And I share insider tips and tricks to help every single person live their ultimate dream life. And I just truly believe that that is my purpose and mission in life, is to help everybody that I touch, everybody that I see, everybody around me, to create a happy and fulfilling life. Just looking at your guys' comments. So why I created this training. So the birth of Epically Aligned, I shared a little bit on a live stream that I did I think it was like last Monday, so a week ago. And I talked about basically the story of why I created Epically Aligned, and the birth of Epically Aligned is, so New Year's Eve between 2015 and 2016, I became so overwhelmed by my goals that I literally ripped them apart in order for me to feel peace come February. Because there is such a thing as too many goals. There is such a thing as overwhelming your nervous system, which is why everything in this training is the complete opposite of that. We're not going to be overwhelmed by our goals, and we're not going to overwhelm our nervous systems. We're going to work with all the parts of us together. And I just became very frustrated because nothing I ever did worked. Like every single year, January 1st, I would write down my goals. I'd be like, okay, this is my year. This is the year that I manifest all these amazing things in my life. And then by the end of the year, nothing would happen. And my life would just go on. And yeah, like things would change, but not really. And then the next year, I'd do it all over again. Right. And then do it all over again. And every year I would put more and more pressure on myself to dream bigger and be like, okay, life is moving on and I'm a little bit older. So I need to catch up and make up for previous years. And oh my God, I need to manifest this now. And I remember being on a call with my coach in like the first 2 weeks of January. I was with this coach, and I think it was like the third week of January, where I told her I ripped up my vision board and I ripped up all my goals because they frustrated me. And she was like, Kathrin, don't do that. And I was like, no, I don't care anymore. Right. And that year was a transformational year for me. And I think that symbolically represented me letting go of what I should be doing and really discover what I want to be doing. So 2016 is when I really discovered what I wanted to be doing with my life. But then come 2017, New Year's Eve, between 2016 and 2017, I decided to give traditional goal setting a big FU because it was not working for me, because nothing I would ever set on New Year's Eve would manifest to that point. And I only used half of what I share in this training to be able to manifest all of my 2017 goals in just 6 months. So, for example, one of my goals was to create a 100K year for 2017, and this brand new business that came out of this new clarity for me in 2016. And by July, I had reached it, and I couldn't believe it because it was so simple. It was so like broken down to the point where it's just like there was no, and I realize now it's because there was no resistance to it, because it was so simple. It was just so I could like breathe around them. It wasn't like this insane pressure of shoulds and musts and this, very rigid. It felt like I was tapping into something else. I was tapping into energy. I was tapping into the source of all creation. And of course, in July, I'm like, all right,